Back again, my friend. My motherfucking volume wasn't working on my shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna start it off again. Deep, man. Uh, alright. Real niggas roll one D. Real niggas roll one D. Salute to y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to the 23 in here. Good morning to the onlookers, man. You woke this morning and you gotta be blessed, man. It's close to the new year, man. I hope everybody is making their changes or what they gonna do for the new year, man. So I got a couple of stories, maybe. One of the stories you're gonna have to use your eyes on, man. But we're gonna get on this shit right here real fast. And we're gonna start out with Diddy, the dealer. Yeah, we're gonna start out with the dealer first. Take this out. Oh shit. Y'all bear with me. Alright. We're gonna start out with the dealer. So
his clients. The quote.
So you
So
know,
you think you know Wix?
this motherfucker
Do you really?
is called, excuse my language,
First
this
up, we've
live
got
is
Shake
called,
Video.
yeah, this live is
a
called
waste of-
anonymous. This live is called this live is called anonymous because my nigga, he Diddy asked them. They thought that they was gonna get to find out who the witness was that was telling on them or whatever it was, or who the case is for trying to get the money out of them. But the judge told them that the witness can stay anonymous.
Judicial resources. But before we can get into this latest motion, let's take a few steps back to look at the basics. Sean Combs, P. Diddy, has been living at the Metropolitan Detention Center for the past 3 months now. That's because he faces federal charges of racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. But Diddy's fall from grace came far before his September arrest, but rather last November, when the first civil suit against him was filed alleging sexual abuse. Since then, there have been almost too many civil lawsuits to keep up with, and another high-profile name has recently made its way into a filing: Jay-Z. Sean Carter, Beyonce's husband, whatever you know him as, is now accused of raping a 13-year-old girl at one of P. Diddy's parties. We reported on this specific lawsuit back when it was filed in October, but here's a quick refresher. The woman who filed this civil suit is listed only as Jane Doe. She hasn't revealed her true identity and doesn't have to, at least for now, but more on that later. Now, Jane Doe says she met Diddy's limo driver outside the MTV Video Music Awards in September 2000. He told her, quote, Combs liked younger girls and said she'll fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards, but inviting her to an after party. Later that night, the driver brought her to a large white house that was behind a gated fence. And inside, she saw multiple celebrities she recognized, and of course, P. Diddy. According to her suit, once inside, 2 men asked plaintiff, that's Jane Doe, to sign a non-disclosure agreement, informing her that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave them her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Eventually, Jane Doe accepted a drink at this party. She says it was a reddish-yellow mixture and tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something else bitter mixed in. Jane Doe now believes Diddy or one of his associates slipped something into her drink. After all of this, Jane Doe had some of the drink. She says she started feeling woozy and wanted to lie down. So she went into what she thought was an empty room, but did not lock the door.
So I'm here to check out Keith. He's interested in setting up his LLC for his business. I'm going to show him. Taylor Brands.
Wasn't even locked.
The next part is a direct quote from Jane Doe's lawsuit, and it's pretty disturbing. Quote, soon after Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff Jane Doe with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and said, you are ready to party. Okay, I know you're multitasking when you're watching our videos. And if you're out running errands, listen up. I have to tell you about this free app called Upside that gets you cash back on daily essentials. It's something I now use every time I pump gas because cents back on every gallon. He was a woman. There had been rumblings that celebrity B is actually Jennifer Lopez, who was Diddy's girlfriend at the time, but that has not been confirmed. What has been confirmed, though, at least according to Jane Doe, is that celebrity A is Jay-Z. In December, Jane Doe amended her lawsuit to publicly name Jay-Z, alleging he raped her that night. And again, reminder, she's only 13 at the time. Jay-Z completely denies these allegations. He's made a motion earlier this month even for Jane Doe to reveal her identity. And that's not the first time we've seen this tactic, and the last time it actually worked. We reported on this too. The original Jane Doe, who filed civil suit against Diddy in late 2023, the one who included pictures in her lawsuit, was just recently ordered to reveal her name publicly. And that's when we learned that Jane Doe is actually Anna Kane. She's known mostly as the ex-wife of hockey player Evander Kane. So following this same pattern, Jay-Z's team filed a motion demanding Jane Doe make her name public. Here's what his team wrote. Admissions by the plaintiff, meaning Jane Doe, and damning admissions by her own father in a December 13 revelatory NBC interview cast yet further doubt on a claim that was obviously false from the start. The timeline, location, and occurrence of events alleged in plaintiff's complaint are rendered impossible by these admissions. She claims her father picked her up after the assault, and this next part they mean to write, he took a 5-hour trip. She claims she spoke with musician Benji Madden that night. He was not even in New York. She claims the assault took place at an after-party hosted in a private residence. Photos show Mr. Carter at an after-party at a nightclub. When pressed by NBC, plaintiff was forced to admit, I've made some mistakes. I may have made a mistake in identifying. Not all faces there are as clear, and even that she was guessing about key details, including the time it took to reach the venue. What is more, she admits she does not have a single corroborating witness over the last 24 years. In this motion, Jay-Z's team calls for an immediate preservation order, suggesting that Tony Buzzy, Jane Doe's attorney, could destroy key evidence in the case. The filing even says there's a substantial risk that this may happen. So Jay-Z wants this preservation order, but if not that, he wants the lawsuit completely thrown out and dismissed. But the judge wasn't going for it. This is the spicy part of the motion we mentioned earlier. To start, she broke down the criteria for keeping a plaintiff's name out of a lawsuit, saying there are several key factors in play in Jane Doe's case. One, whether the litigation involves matters that are highly sensitive and of a personal nature. Two, whether identification poses a risk of retaliatory physical or mental harm to the party seeking to proceed anonymously, or even more critically, to innocent non-parties. Another risk, whether the plaintiff is particularly vulnerable to the possible harms of disclosure, particularly in light of her age, and whether the plaintiff's identity has thus far been kept confidential. Now, the motion lays out the pros and cons of keeping Jane Doe's name quiet. The judge notes, most importantly, plaintiff's continued anonymity may cause prejudice to defendants, making it more difficult for them to collect the facts necessary to mount a defense and, as appropriate, challenge plaintiff's credibility. But she says, nevertheless, at this exceedingly early stage in this case, the factors counseling against disclosure outweigh those that counsel in favor. So the judge granted Jane Doe's motion to remain anonymous, at least for now. She does note, though, that the court intends to revisit this decision at a future date. After all this, the judge addresses Jay-Z's prior motion and basically calls out his defense team. She says they have, quote, submitted a litany of letters and motions attempting to impugn the character of plaintiff's lawyer, many of them expounding on the purported urgency of this case. This next part is extra fiery. Quote, Carter's lawyers' relentless filing of combative motions containing inflammatory language and ad hominem attacks is inappropriate, a waste of judicial resources and a tactic unlikely to benefit his clients. The court will not fast-track the judicial process merely because counsel demands it. So we've gone through the motion and the ruling on paper, but what does all of that really mean? So we're joined now by criminal defense attorney Adam Conta to take a closer look at the judge's ruling. Now, Adam, is this a win for Jane Doe, do you think, to remain anonymous?
Yeah, it's a win for Jane Doe, certainly, but it's like a short win. It's really much more of a loss for the legal team of Jay-Z and Diddy.
Why would you say that? Because the judge was kind of harsh to Jay-Z and Diddy in her response?
Yeah, this is sort of like, you know, if a child asks you for something and you're trying to like teach them a lesson, you say, no, not right now. You know, go be good for a little while, then come back and ask me again. That is almost exactly what Judge Annalisa Torres did here. She wanted to send a message directly to Alex Spiro, who is obviously one of the most prolific attorneys in the country right now. I've known him for 20 years. He started as a DA in Manhattan. I knew him as a DA in Manhattan. I had cases against him as a DA in Manhattan. And he's gone on to do incredible things. But he has a very specific style. And there's a lot of people who don't like that style. And Judge Torres is one of them. He's now twice kind of taken the reins and tried to take control of the narrative of cases by putting on sort of these preemptive press conferences. He did it with Mayor Adams, and he did it now with Jay-Z, where he goes to the press and essentially puts on a PowerPoint and says, hey, this is why I think this case is garbage. This is all the inconsistencies. This is where this case fails. But it's obviously from his point of view. And so the judge doesn't like that.
Tap the screen for me, y'all.
The other side of that, especially for me as a defense attorney, is, well, that's what the DAs do every time they make a big arrest. That's what the federal prosecutors do every time they make a big arrest. They go in front of the camera and they put on this sort of dog and pony show press conference to like tell the nation why this is such a just arrest, why this is such a just prosecution, and to try to get public opinion behind them as they move forward in the case. It's really Alex Spiro doing the exact opposite thing to help his client, but the judge really didn't like it. And so all of that is to say that this ruling to me is specifically directed at Alex Spiro, saying, I don't like what you're doing. I don't like all the motions you're filing. I don't like how you're going about handling this case. And if you continue to do it, you're not the only one who's got some tricks up their sleeve. I can also do things to make this process more difficult.
Yeah, the second half of this motion was kind of crazy. She really called him out. I thought it was really interesting to go through the motion and read it. And it sounds like it was a major tactic on his side to do these press conferences, as you said, file these motions. So if he doesn't stop doing that and just continues bombarding her with all of these motions, what sort of response could the judge have?
If I'm being honest, not much. You know, I mean, the federal court system has a lot of power, and the judges there have a lot of power, and they demand a level of respect that sometimes judges in state court don't demand. And I say respect, actually, it's more formality. They demand a formality in the process, and so they can do these things, and they can make your life very difficult. But they don't have a lot of leverage, especially over someone like Alex Spiro, who works at a private firm. You know, the judges can't stop him from continuing to bring in a stream of business. And the reality is that even though this victim's name has been continued to be made anonymous for the public for now, that just cannot continue. Because what the judge is doing currently is balancing the public's need for information.
There's no way you can stay anonymous when you got to sit there in the court. They got to know who you are eventually, my nigga. So you might as well just go and pop out, because they gonna know eventually.
And the defense's need for information so they can prepare for trial versus
get your money.
The effect that this will have on the alleged victim and her psyche. And obviously the world knows that as soon as her name is revealed, everyone is going to come down on her, from the media to her, to his attorneys, to the social media. You're going to get it from all sides. And so she's doing this victim, the alleged victim, a favor right now by keeping her anonymous, but it's just not practical. So if he keeps doing this, getting back to your question, if he keeps filing these motions, if he keeps making the process difficult, she could sanction him, but she would really have to prove that his motions were not just frivolous, but almost malicious. But ultimately, she's going to have to sign off on revealing the identity of this alleged victim. And there's nothing that's going to stop that from happening if this case continues to move forward.
Let's talk a bit more about Jane Doe and her identity yet to be revealed, because as of right now, we just had Jane Doe. But if we refer back to previous cases, there was another Jane Doe case we just recently...
I hired an AI personal assistant to do literally everything for me. I was lazy today. So in the morning, I had
learned her name, Anna Kane. It came out, the judge ruled. So do you think in this case, the judge could maybe reference that other one and say, okay, time's running out, we got to know your name, it's just the way it's got to go?
Yeah, this is a major news story because it's related to Jay-Z, because it's related to Diddy, and even because the attorneys, Tony Busby and Alex Spiro, those are names that are big names right now.
Y'all don't think it's weird? Somebody trying to take your money, but you can't know who the person is that's trying to take your money. That shit weird out top. Somebody trying to sue you and take your money, and the first thing you're gonna ask is, who trying to sue me? And they won't even, anonymous. Man, come on, man.
And so it gets attention, but this isn't an unusual thing.
Come on, my nigga.
There are plenty of cases that all of us in the criminal justice world have had where we want to know a victim's name. We want to know more information on an undercover cop. We want to know an alleged victim of sexual assault, so we can get an investigator, so we can do our research, so we can do all these things. And even without the bright lights of Hollywood and the media and scrutiny of social media, judges still routinely rule in favor of protecting someone's identity in this situation.
Right, what if a name
so I don't think this is sort of outside the box where no other judge or judicial review committee is going to look at Annalisa Torres' decision and say, wow, this is so unreasonable. This is going to get overturned immediately. This is outrageous. You're not hearing any of it. In fact, if you look at some of these articles, they'll even say, this is kind of a routine thing. But the reality is, like the case you just referenced, at some point, it is impossible to prepare. It is impossible to confront your accuser, which you have a constitutional right to do, unless you have their identity, unless you can do some real meaningful work.
Nigga, you talking about 125 people and you asking for a speedy trial, Mississippi? Say, I think Diddy coming out swinging too. Or is it that, or is he just scared of being in jail and trying to rush the process, That's enough of that, man. We're gonna go to something else. Now I got a good story for y'all real fast. It's two stories. It's about these are H-Town legends, man. I'm gonna let y'all into some Texas shit that somebody was gifted me to use the content. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell a story about a guy named Smitty. A guy named Smitty. He gonna tell a story about a guy named Smitty first, and then we gonna go to his girl, somebody that was like his girl or something. I don't know if they was girlfriend or boyfriend or not. we're gonna go to this real fast. We're gonna tap into this, and then we're gonna go to her interview. They be thinking Texas is like lame or something. Like, I don't know what. Like, they be thinking it's cowboy boots and hats. And, nigga, ain't none of that. Nigga, I don't even own a pair. Neither nor.
Tonight, we're gonna cover a trendsetter, Carl Smitty Smith, being from Hiram Clark, but it was cooler to claim South Park. He was on to a great path playing football in high school. See, most people we talk about, they start off hustle, it's usually the trap. Smitty hustle was chopping cars before that crack money came in. As a youngin', they was fixing bikes and customizing them, sort of like what Jody and them was doing off Baby Boy. Now, I want y'all to think of something. You know the kids that were known for stealing bikes? What type of people they end up becoming? But yeah, he was vicious. He was very vicious with that screwdriver, man. He was putting in work.
Hell, man. Hey, I forgot to shout. Man, shout out to members only, man. Shout out to members only. Y'all go subscribe, man, to members only.
In cars and ripping them apart, he was performing surgery. If he saw some rims on your car that would look better on his ride, you coming off of that, man, for sure. He started to be known for his fly whips, switching cars like broads. Parking lot pimping was a real thing. Pulling up the spots, not even going in, just playing the let out. Just having a whole crowd in the parking lot, just showing off your fly whip, that was the thing. His name started to ring in North and the South Side. See, Smitty for sure had an attitude problem. He would go off, man. Like, he would take his car to the shop and they would tell him he could drop it off and it'd take a couple of days to get done. He would come back in a couple hours just to check on it. And boy, if he saw his ride not being worked on, he'll just go off, man. And that's just how he was, man. He'll snap on you real fast, and a lot of people feared him. Now, when he started getting his hands on some hard and soft, he kept it silent until he woke up one day and believed that the rules didn't apply to him. Y'all know what comes with the game, right? Just dealing with different prices, clientele, who got the best product, cooking it up and finding out if it was good work or it was just boo-boo. But you know what they say, right? If you get bad work, you either charge it to the game or charge it to a lane. See, I read a post on him, and it said he was known for being slick and outsmarting people to get what he wanted. Wording it like that, they were being very careful and respectful.
Bro, we talking about Rolls Royces, nigga. We talking about Benz, nigga, in 1990, nigga. Candy on that bitch. Motherfucking Ferrari's ground effects kicked on that hoe. BBS is on that bitch, nigga. Yeah. You know how they was rolling and paid it for. We just did it a little bit different, man. We gonna put that kit on that boy. We talking about Bentleys, Rolls Royces in Houston. Yeah, them country niggas was getting that motherfucking bag, man. Even them country women was getting that sack.
But this is members only, and I'm gonna just tell you how it is. That boy was running off on people, man, for real. He'll hit off and knocking off fake bricks, getting them off, coming back with bank rules. His prices were super low, so I don't even know why people wasn't even scared to cop, because it was just too good to be true. He backdoored a lot of genuine men, and he had a couple of mutual friends that would contact him and try to handle it to see if they could work something out. And I really hope they wasn't holding their breath, because he needed that. He wasn't coming off nothing. They wasn't getting him to come off nothing. Business with him was always funny. He couldn't fly straight, but his image is what really sold people. All the cars, the jewelry he was wearing, you would think.
My nigga, we talking about white guts, cocaine, white guts in that bitch, nigga. This the way we was rolling back in the game. We you know, them Harlem niggas, they had they flair, but as Texas niggas, we added our own flair to it. You know what I'm talking about? Boy sitting on Candy Red way back in the game, nigga. White guts, they sitting in there, sitting back, see back on that boy. Man, come on, man. Ain't no cowboy. Them nigga drinking a 40. Ain't no motherfucking cowboy boots and cowboy hats, nigga.
Think he was good for it. Coming through with the Benz, looking like a spaceship with the Ferrari kits. The Rolls Royce automatically jumped him to ball status. You would think he was good money, right?
Like kid and play.
Because he was talking that big Willie. He'll sell a whole bird, but only half the joint would be legit. Now, he would burn people.
Cuban links. Y'all, what y'all see around a nigga neck? I think in Texas was the coin link medallion. It was a coin that's in the middle, like a Mexican coin or something, wrapped in diamonds. We all had them hoes. That was one of my first chains I ever got. That's what I'm telling y'all. The Byzantine, the what else they be wearing now? The baguettes. Nigga, we been doing that. Nigga, we started that shit, nigga. We did. Texas, we started that. We talk about Cubans. Nigga, we had that shit too, nigga. Keep trying to tell y'all, boy, wasn't nothing slow about us.
And they would be scared to confront him because he was most feared. Like, people would let him hold something, and then when it was time to pay, he would act like it never happened. They were running to him. He approached them with a handshake. But you'll see it in his eyes that you better not ask for that. And they would be scared to even bring it up, so they would just count it as a loss. I mean, what was you gonna do? When you can't beat the guy, and you definitely don't want the guns to get involved. So with him moving the way he was moving, he created a lot of problems for himself. Johnny Hickman was a major player in the field. Man, this guy was bringing in those numbers. He was doing about like 90K a day, like pulling them Jones in. He had a great motion going on. Smitty would end up knocking him off.
90K a day. 90K a day, man. Niggas was doing numbers, my nigga. Doing numbers around this hoe, man, thanks to them vatos, man. Shout out to the Mexicans, man.
And that just put the other Hickmans on his head, like heavy. Like he had to fall back and lay low until things calmed down, so he fled to LA. And he developed major ties out of LA, so that was a good thing for him. He was out there just making things happen. He was well connected to the Crips. And this guy made his mark everywhere he went. That's just something you can't take from him, whether you love him or hate him. And arriving to Harris County Jail, a lot of people couldn't wait to see him because he allegedly robbed damn near half the people there. But he was already good, man. He had a crew sitting there waiting for him. He had a crew full of savages holding him down. As soon as he touched down, and a lot of people will say that it was the people around him that made him feared. Being one of the fellas that created slab culture, his card game was incredible. He would turn heads coming down the street. A lot of people have stories of him coming through with different rides.
Turning heads coming down the street, nigga. Of course you gonna turn heads in that motherfucker back then, nigga.
Nothing attracts people like a fly ride. A fly ride attracts the ladies also. He was the player having it his way. And when he brought Pepper to the hood, that put his player status on another level. Of course, you had dudes hating, saying that, oh, I could have had that, or I knew someone that had that. You know how the game go, but you can't hate the player. You gotta hate the game, man. They used to warn Pep like, yo, I don't think you want to be dealing with the dude, man. He got a lot going on. He gets into a lot of shit. But you know a female gonna do what she want. My opinion is that if it ain't your sister or your daughter, you should mind your business. And as far as the sister thing, you should just warn her once. If she don't listen, you mind your business and stay completely out of it. But one day, Smitty and his right-hand man was riding around in an Oldsmobile, and they were spotted by some ops connected to the Hickmans, and it was on sight. The ops started firing at the vehicle from the driver's side. Sitting in the passenger seat, his right-hand man pulls out the .30 carbine and decided to fire shots out the driver's window for some reason. It's been said that the car jerked, causing Smitty to receive 2 headshots from inside the vehicle, and the vehicle spun out of control, and that was it. Now, that's a horrible thing his friend had to live with, and he done some jail time behind it, but I've heard he's home now.
Thank you, Miss S.
After his death, rumors will be floating around saying that he faked his death.
Cars,
and that was before all the Tupac.
Look at these cars way back then, man. Painted dime, man. T-top. Fuck it, man. Listen, man. Listen, man. This is the culture, man.
BS. But you already know how people are, especially in this culture. But for sure, Smitty was a legend, man. He was doing his thing. The good, the bad, the ugly, or whatever, man. He set his mark. So this was just a small video on Smitty, H-Town legend for sure. A lot of people could say that he put them on a lot of money, and he done some great things for them. But that's it for tonight, man. Thanks for tuning into the video. Get the likes up. Don't be a stranger. Hit the comments.
Man, hit the like button, man. That's the story of Smitty, man. The motherfucking H-Town legend, man. Look at that bad motherfucker, bro. Way back then. Look at them doors, man. Now, there wasn't no motherfucking raps then, nigga. We ain't rapping shit, nigga. Look at them doors, man. That boy Candy down, white guts, red flows. Way back then, man. Way back then, man. Way back then. So that's one story. Let me see if, hold on, let me load this real fast, y'all. Y'all bear with me, I wasn't quite ready. Or did I even do it? I hope I did it. Oh, I hope I did it. Y'all gonna have to use y'all ears on this one right here. Yeah. Okay. And now, it's only right if they had a, you know, if they had let me see if this is the right one. Hold on real fast. Hold on. Nah, this the one right here. It's only right if we had a slabs, a getting money gangster man. It would only be right that we talk about a woman. Oh yeah, we would talk about a woman. So y'all gotta let. I can only give y'all ears on this one because I don't have the resources to use this this content. But it would only be right. Check out her. We talking about, man. We talking about way back then, man. Top on that bitch. Grill on the front of that bitch. Old foes. This lady riding around on $10,000 wheels, man. Way back then, man. These wheels you would die over. So we gonna jump into this real fast, man.
Whether you want to increase sales, generate leads, or build brand awareness, Google Ads can reach new customers.
So then this person get mad because I'm stealing their customers. And that's how you start a war.
And see, that's what I was going to ask you. How it...
It's somebody that just had you. A mother's going to take care of her children. And she never took care of her children. And my brother and sister them cherished her today like she was just a perfect mom, and she wasn't. She was never there. And that would cause me to get out in the street because I'm hungry. So I'm finna get out in the street and do what I gotta do to make it.
Houston, man.
And that's how I got out in the streets.
And so you jump out when you first start. Do you get out into hustling first, like with dope and all that? Or like
I started off with rocks.
What year is this though? Because rocks, we talking about like what, 84, 5, 6 up in there?
80.
1980. 1980.
So what even shaped you like growing up, you know?
Well, Juanita is the cause of I don't care because she was never there. It's a difference between a mother and a mama. A mama is somebody that just had you.
Get into that, especially being a girl, like to say, all right, this is this. You need to go here and do this and this. You know what I mean? Who's giving you the game to even jump out there?
Well, you're looking at the street life and you get out there, you go to a certain person and you be like, I want to get in the street. Just like it's the same thing as that's in the movie. I want to get in the street. I can do it. Let me hustle. And then this person be like, show me what you got.
Yeah, no New Year's party.
And this person front you. You go out there, you sell on rocks, you bring the money back. You let that person know that you are capable of doing these things. And then it's on for now. It go from rocks to ounces to kilos.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Was it as, because I mean, I know once like the mid to late 80s, it was so wide open. Was it that easy to like get money like that when you first jumped out there, or you had to really go out there and find, where the money was?
No, it was that easy because I knew a lot of people that was in the game. They was young too, but they was already established in the game. And I knew I can go to certain people and say, I want to do this, I want to do that. And they gave it to me. I ain't never had no problem with not getting it from them.
I'm saying even you getting off of yours, like far as like, because it was a bunch of fiends when you talk about mid late 80s. We talk about like how that pandemic was, but like, or epidemic, whatever the fuck. But
that nigga called it a pandemic.
But the first, was it like that? You know what I mean? Like that many people just outside to where, because some people talk about the crack area like you could just come outside and people were gonna come up to you and ask you for it, versus you having to go out and find. Okay, these are my stains over here. These are my,
Yeah, they did because once they find out that you got it, they coming to you. They coming to you. Because if the regular person ain't got it that they usually go to, and they find out, oh, Charlotte got the rocks now, I'm going to her. Some people was higher on the price than other people was. So the crackheads and stuff that's running around, they gonna go try to go to the cheapest one. And so by me first getting out there, I might sell a dime for $8, and a dime supposed to be $10. So they gonna come to me. So then this person getting mad because I'm stealing their customers, and that's how you start the war.
And see, that's what I was gonna ask you. How are you protecting yourself out there, or are people looking out for you when you go out on the block? Like, a couple guys might come with you. Like, what's your strategy for protection out there?
That's how I got my respect. Guns was my best friend. And if I'm setting the rock for 8 and you set it for 10 and you confront me, nigga, while you talking, I already got this pistol to your head. What you say? Nigga, what you say? I earned my respect.
Oh, you jumping out there like that?
Oh, yeah. You had to. I had to come out there hard like that because if I didn't, the men's was going to take advantage of me, being a female out there in the streets.
Yeah.
So you come to me with something, ain't no conversation. I'm going straight for your head. And that nigga ain't come back and mess with me no more. I can sell my rocks for $8, $7, anything I want to.
$8, nigga.
But I got to watch my back though. Because I done already deal with this nigga. I done already put a gun to his head. I got to be careful.
Now you created an enemy.
An enemy. Mm-hmm.
And this is you 15, 16 doing this?
15, 16, 17. Roger got out there at 15.
And so did you introduce your brother to it, or he just one day you came out and he was like, Roger, what you doing out here?
No, he just saw it. He just saw how the street was going, and he jumped out there on his own. He jumped out. I did talk to him about it one time. I did talk to him about it one time. And next thing you know, he was out there. He was out there doing his thing, and he was worse with that pistol than I did.
He was more on the aggressive side.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is wild. So okay, all this is going on. How much money are you like seeing around this time, like 16, 17, still in high school? Like,
well, a day, it depends on how much work we got. We may make $2,000 a day, $5,000 a day, $10,000 a day. It depends on how much work you got, how many hours you got. I think I started off like making $2,000 a day, and then it just went up and up and up.
$2,000 a day? Are you saving money, or are you spending it as fast as it's coming?
Well,
motherfuckers not understanding, dog. Back then, all you had to do was be bold enough to stand out there. If you bold enough to stand out there, it was guaranteed you was gonna make some money then. It's not like that now. I'm talking about if you bold enough to stand on that corner, it was guaranteed you was gonna make some money, my nigga. It's not like that now, bro. It's nowhere near like that.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout every week. Done.
I'm getting back on track with fact checker. Fresh, never.
If you want to.
Because that's a lot of money in 1980. $2,000.
Yeah. Putting it up. We ain't hungry no more. You know. we eating, but as I got 17 to 18 years old and 19 years old, all I wanted to buy was Cadillacs and jewelry and clothes and cars. So the fast I was making the money, the fast I was spending.
Remember I told you my first car, nigga, I said, man, I felt like every hustler was supposed to have a Cadillac. That's how we was in Texas. We still like that. You had to have a Cadillac. That was my first car, Fleetwood. Hey, yo, Fleetwood. I'm rolling around 15 years old in a Fleetwood, nigga. 15, nigga. Like, this the type of shit we was on in Texas.
I might roll over in the morning and say, I want another Cadillac. I had 6 in the yard at one time and 18 years old. And I got 6 Cadillacs. 19 years old, I got 7 Cadillacs. I just jump up and spend money. But if I knew then what I knew today, I'd be rich. Yeah. Because I was just spending money.
Y'all hit the like button for me, please.
And so okay, you jump out there, your brother jumps out there. Now y'all's like stepbrother Keith Babin is around y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all in the same house?
Yeah. In the VA, he used to always come spend the night at our house, spend the night at...
Keith Babins. If you know, you know. Mac Deuce. Salute. If you know, you know. Keith Babbins, y'all. Go Google that name. Keith Babbins, man. Shout out to Keith Babbins. Another H-Town legend.
The Menifee's house. He used to be all over the VA. Everybody knew us. He used to be everywhere.
And so then he turns on to Keith. Now, is the slab thing going on at this time?
Yeah.
How early do you remember seeing slabs?
I had my first slab at 18. I had a 1976 Cutlass with swingers on it. The music, I had the belts on the trunk. Back then, the belts on the trunk was black. They had black belts. Now they got...
Let's go. She say I had the swingers, nigga. I had the music. Yeah, on the old Cutlass, man. Hey, man, I gotta meet this lady, dog. I just gotta shake her hand, dog. I have to meet this lady.
Got silver trunk, and I had everything.
Meet this lady,
then that was my first slab. I was all up and down the boulevard.
Just gotta shake her hand.
Man, okay,
dog.
so what is your mom saying when y'all starting to come up and y'all
around.
getting this money and all this? So she's still just out doing her, she just out the way?
She out doing her thing, but long as she was getting her money, she was fine. You know, long as you taking care of mom, she fine and stuff. Until the stuff go down, when you get busted and all that, you know. When I went to jail, she wasn't never there, not one day. But when I was out of jail and giving you money, it was fine.
So when did you ended up going to jail, like later on in life?
Yeah. When I was in my 20s.
Yeah. So, okay, you and your team, 17, 18, you, your brother, Keith Babbin, y'all all out there. Can you just paint the picture of just what that scene was, like 81, 82, you know what I mean, what it was looking like? Well,
in the VA, it used to be a lot of shooting, a lot of dice games, a lot of cars coming in and out, slabs and everything. My son, a little bitty boy, running around the VA, setting all the dumpsters on fire.
Because you had your first child when you were 14, right?
18.
18, okay, 18, right.
18. He running around the VA, setting all the dumpsters on fire. My best friend, Breeda, her son, Eric, him and my son, we grew up together best friends, and our two boys grew up together best friends. They just running around tearing up the VA. And it wasn't blocked off like it is now. Like they got a gate around it. It wasn't blocked off. They couldn't have that around it with us. And we can go out on South Acres or Salisca, anything, and we just ride by there and meet up with our dealers and get our work and stuff like that.
Does Keith, because I mean you sound like you're pretty heavy at this time, but Keith, like, how does he start coming up so quick? Or would you say y'all were around the same level and he just like kind of kept...
No, we was in there before Keith. When Roger got Keith in the game, I found out Keith was business minded and Roger was trigger happy. So when Keith got in the game and got to get his work and hooking up with this person and
hit the like button, y'all. Come on, man. We're going to stop this session till y'all hit the like button. We not finna keep, y'all not just finna keep this sitting in here just in the bushes watching the nigga trying to get listened and you like the content. All you got to do is double tap the screen. It's to the left. Subscribe. I really ain't even tripping because, I'm going to tell you why I'm not tripping. Let me look again to make sure, man. You want to know why I ain't tripping, Mac Deuce? You want to know why I ain't tripping, Mac Deuce? Because, man, we only need one more motherfucking subscriber, nigga, to be at 5K, man. If you like the content, subscribe to get me at 5K. That's free. 5K. We at 4999. One more subscriber, y'all, and we gon' be at 5K, man. Come on, man, with the bullshit, dog. Come on, y'all.
Hooking up with that person, he took off.
I started this business in the closet of my mom's house. Now we've been able to grow into over 500 retail.
He ended up real big. Then he got the studio, and He got Street Military, produced him. He named the studio Gerard's Records after his son. That's his son name.
I was wondering who Gerard was.
Thank you, Supreme, bro.
That's his son. And then Keith he got in the game. He bought a drop top Chevrolet, painted that cream. Then he got the 2 Chryslers and the van and stuff. He was real business minded. I mean, you put $1 in Keith's hand.
Thank y'all.
By nightfall, that dollar gonna turn into about $50, $60. He's real business minded.
Okay, so
fuck that. Fuck that. Let me stop this real fast. Fuck that. Thank y'all. Thank you. Without y'all, I wouldn't be able to do shit over here, man. Thank y'all, man. Hit the like button, man. Hey, we tapping in to Miss Shalette, the real trap queen in Texas, man. The slab queen. We talking about, I said the 90s, we talking about the 80s. Come on, man. I'm giving y'all some of this Texas culture, man. It's really H-Town culture. Man, this some shit because I'm telling y'all these stories because these are people I heard about when I was little. These names was coming out and was hearing about these names and seeing these cars and shit when I was little.
Because is Smitty around y'all at this time?
Yeah.
That young? Mm-hmm. Like how early? Like
Smitty, well, when we was out there, Smitty was young too, because Smitty today should have been in his, 50s?
Probably almost 60, I would imagine.
Welcome to Texas.
Yes, yeah, Smitty was out there then, because me, Smitty, and Keith, and all us right there together. But I ain't older. Smitty almost 60. I ain't older than. But
I could be wrong, but I would imagine he's later 50s.
If he would have been living. But he was right there with us. He stayed over off of Cullen on that street called I know the name of that street, but Smitty was real cool though. That's my nigga. I love him to death.
So wait, you knew him back because everybody talk about how big he was. You talking about being outside? Like this is like early before seeing him become who he became. Like. Can you just talk? Because, I mean, it's a lot of questions around. You know what I mean? It's like a mysterious
Yeah, Smitty was already in the game when I got in the game. Yeah. He was already there.
He was already heavy in the game? Or
he was already heavy in the game because, like, everybody talk about Smitty with the Benz and the Rolls Royce and stuff, but everybody forget about that green Cadillac that he had with the beige top on it. That's what he used to roll in every day. When I met him, he was in that Cadillac, and we became good friends with each other. I can go to Smith and talk to him and about anything and get anything from him. I pull up to his house in my slab, get in one of his slabs, and he be like, Charlotte, be careful, you know. He good people.
It's crazy because you always hear that, and then people just talk about just how ruthless he was on the other side. Like,
when you make him mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what it was. It was like you had to trigger him. It wasn't just.
Yeah, you have to do something to Smitty for Smitty to go crazy like that. Cause Smitty good people. They're just like me or you. If somebody come at us the wrong way or do something to us, you know, like I say, everybody got two sides to them. You got a good side and you got a bad side. But people have to bring that bad side out of you. And Smitty was really good people. Like him and Johnny Hickman was good friends. Mm-hmm. Smitty killed Johnny Hickman because they got into it behind whatever they got into it with. You know, money bring a lot of evil.
I didn't know him. I figured he might have, but I didn't know that about him and Johnny Hickman being cool.
Yeah, they was cool with each other. All of us was cool with each other.
Johnny Hickman, was he on the north side or he was on the south side?
Johnny Hickman used to be to my house all the time in the BA.
Google AI helps you find your best customers by optimizing your campaigns in real time.
All the top ballers, like,
you know, he used to be to my, that's Keith right there.
Look, Keith Babbitt.
He used to be to my house all the time in the BA, Johnny Hickman was. And just like people say Johnny Hickman was ruthless, but you had to come at him the wrong way for him to be ruthless at you, you know.
And he was around y'all's age too. Another young guy out there with y'all. Damn. So, okay, talk about when, like, when it becomes like the whole crack era of 83, 84, 85, like how did that change from when you first got in the game to that? Or did you see it as like it's just another year, it's the same thing?
It's just another year, but the money got bigger because more crackheads, more people feeding. The work got bigger. By then, it's more people that I can go to get my work from, instead of just this person here, this person now, you know.
So you and Keith, y'all wasn't working like that. Y'all was just, everybody was just cool.
No, I ain't want to do business. I ain't want to do business with Keith when it came down to that. We did a little business, but I never bought nothing from him. If he needed something ran somewhere or needed me to drop off something, I did it for him. But it was only one guy that I bought my work from. And he not here today, so it wouldn't make a difference. But Lynn, you heard of Lynn?
About Lynn, yeah.
That's the only person that I bought my work for. And nobody never knew where I was getting my work from, but it came from Lynn.
And he was in Dead.
He was in the Dead End, but he stayed in the homes. The homes before you get to New Orleans and Kingsgate down there.
Yeah, I heard the name Lynn. So what kind of cat was he? Was he older or he was around your age?
He was around our age. He little skinny cat like stick, you know, real cool, nice, you know. When he got killed, the nigga killed him on barefoot, coming out of the restaurant getting something to eat, trying to rob him. He was in this record truck because he drove record trucks, but he was real good people. He was real good people. I had picked up 7 ounces from him one day, and this dirty cop, he would bother me all the time. Me and Jonathan Rod and all us. He would harass us all the time. And every time he see my car, I could be going one way, he'd be going another way, and he'd turn around. A lot of times I saw him and I made a quick U-turn and lost him. But I had 7 ounces in my car, and I had to stash real good. I was leaving Lynn's house, and I was going home. And I pulled up in the driveway, and my daughter ran to the door. She said, "Mama, you ain't get my food." And I said, "Oh, babe, I forgot." And I jumped in the car, and I bagged out to go get her food. Then when I got out on the American, there go the dirty cop. There go the dirty cop. Man. And I was finna pull in the Burger King, get us something to eat, and he pulled me over.
Your birthday on
Boy,
the
he
5th,
tore my car up. He took all the woofers out, the radio. He took everything out and put it on the ground, the seats, everything. And he had a white lady car with it. And
he took the seats out?
He took everything out of my car because he
just knew.
He just a dirty cop. He wanted me so bad. He always messed with us. He know what we do, but you can't never catch us. Yeah. And I had my stuff hid so good. I had it hid. So when other laws got there, they say, "Man, we done searched the car. We can't find nothing." And he like, nah, wait a minute. I want to look again. I said, "Oh, Lord have mercy. I got to put my own car back together. And you done took all my seats, everything out." So he kept on searching and searching. So it was a big toolbox up under the thing where the speakers go. And when you take the toolbox out up under the tools, that's why I had the ounces at. And he just digging and digging. And he finally found it. I said, "Oh, God." He wouldn't give up. So he handcuffed me, and he bust me in my face, and my nose just started bleeding real bad. And I told the white cop, I said, "You gonna let him do this to me? You just gonna stand there and let him hit me for no reason? He done found the stuff. He just handcuffed me and hit me." So she turned her back. So he arrested me. We get downtown. He tell me, damn, my face messed up because I resisted arrest. He knocked the mess out of me. He had my nose and everything swollen.
Was that your first time getting handled like that by the laws?
Yeah. Getting handled that way.
And you was how old at this time?
I had to be like 21 then.
No shit.
I had to be like 21. He was a dirty cop. They finally found out about him and got rid of him, but he used to do Jonathan Riley like that and all us. He was real dirty. Man,
so y'all out there, are you seeing Little Troy around this time too?
Mm-hmm. He used to be in Kingsgate down in the Dead End.
You heard what she said? See, one thing about Texas rappers, Houston rappers, you know how you gotta find out if these rappers real? We talking about Zero, Lil Kiki, Big Pokey, DJ Screw, Lil Troy. We talking about motherfucking me. These niggas was hustlers. They was street hustlers in real time. You heard what she said? Was LaTroy around? Y'all all know who LaTroy is. Wanna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala. Y'all remember that song? That's LaTroy's song. These niggas was dope dealers, man. Dope dealers. That's why they call that bitch Hustle Town Pimp C. These niggas was hustlers for real. Like it wasn't no questioning what they did in the streets. Like these rappers these days, these niggas doing shit right now. They ain't did shit in their past. You supposed to do shit in your past and then escape it and then go to rapping and talk, you know, the shit you used to do. Nowadays, they get to rapping and doing shit. Nigga, they ain't even known for doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's why Lil Kiki them names sold. That's why DJ, even Screw. Nigga, Screw was a hustler. People don't even know that nigga DJ Screw didn't even used to drive. That nigga didn't even used to drive. He was so bossed up, everybody could roll Screw around. It ain't got nothing to do with he couldn't buy a car. Nigga, Screw created his own color, Screw Blue, nigga. Purple and blue mixed together, nigga. Nigga, come on, my nigga. He had a car. Nigga chopping it up, chopping up blades. Nigga, it wasn't about that. Nigga, it was on some boss shit, nigga. Sugar.
Stuff.
Man, okay. So tell me, because talk about just riding the slab and like how you had to even be on point. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, just because how, you know, everybody couldn't ride like that, you know?
Yeah. When I come out the door, I don't know why, but I love Cadillacs and I love 357s.
She say she love.
I just love me some 357s.
She say I love Cadillacs and I love 357s, man. Old school.
And I always had two, a chrome one and a black one, but that chrome one was my favorite. And when I ride, I always had them two pistols by me at all times, cause I know eventually somebody gonna try me by me being a female and stuff. And they tried me a couple of times. And I will always, when you ride on slabs like right now, you always got to watch your mirrors.
Always.
Cause like back then, it wasn't enough rims for everybody. So a lot of people's life was taken behind these rims.
These rims on this lady car, she rolling on. So that's gotta let you know what we used to call these wheels? We call them dead man wheels, man. You get caught at a stoplight, nigga, with them wheels on your car. It wasn't enough for everybody. That's why they cost 10. You used to have to go to Mr. Davis, nigga. Hey, niggas in my city really didn't have foes like they had. They had 83s and 84s. 83s came out in 1983. The 84s came out in 1984. The motherfucking, the 3s was a little bit cheaper. Niggas didn't really get on your ass, but they will take them from you, though. Don't get it twisted. So in my city, Austin, the niggas had all the 3s. You know what I'm saying? It was select a few niggas who had foes. If you had foes, nigga, you was a G. And them hoes costed $10,000 way back then. They were $10,000, y'all. We talking about these little bitty wheels on her car wrapping them bow ties. $10,000. She got a grill on the front of her shit and everything, man. She got a rag on it. Nigga, roof in that bitch, nigga. She ain't playing no games.
Because you either couldn't afford them or they didn't have any more.
Because they were what, like $10,000 at the time? How much were you paying?
Well, when I first got my first set for the 76 colors, everybody wanted to wear them then. And Shannon on Reed Road and MIK at the tie shop didn't know what they was worth. Yeah. So I got them for $900. She paid $900. But when they started coming out, you know the swingers came from the dealership. Mm-hmm. You know that in 1984 on I think on the Eldorado. Mm-hmm. They made them because Cora Blunt was one of the first ones go to the dealership and buy them.
So Corey Blunt was the first one to come with swingers from the dealership.
From the Air Dog. He went and bought him an Air Dog. He was one of the first ones that got him from the dealership.
You remember seeing this?
Yeah, he used to, the VA right here in Cora Blunt house, and that corner house and stuff, and we couldn't do nothing but see each other every day.
Man.
All us used to hang out at Reed Road and MLK at the car wash. Then we took it years later, we took it down to the car wash on Doolittle and all us. All of us saw each other every day. Every day.
Yeah. So we were talking about just how you ride. You saying, you ride, you had your two with you.
Yeah. I kept my pistols with me. If somebody pull up on the side of me that wasn't trying to do nothing to me, and I felt they was trying to do something, I always got my hand on. You can't be out there just hustling and
riding. Niggas think these niggas just rolling around, just like nigga, you will die. Y'all think that they don't need long ass, stupid ass wheels. Boy, don't you realize, boy, how much money this shit costs? Them same little 40 autos you niggas rolling around on, man. Listen, the longer that pole is, nigga, on them wheels that we rolling, my nigga, we in the same price bracket, bro. So don't think, they on that old school Cadillac, man, them cars be having $100,000 in them, nigga. What would you rather do, go buy you a $100,000 car or fix you up a $100,000 car? That's what we do in Texas. We'll fix us up a $100,000 car. You know what I'm saying? Even the women. When I put my shit together, I'm going to make sure my girl ride behind me. Hey, my girl, oh yeah. I'm going to get my girl a little bitty little set. And I'm going to be on the long set, nigga. You know what I'm talking about, nigga? And her shit going to be whatever color she want her shit. And I'm going to paint mine the same color, nigga.
I no slab or ride no clean car with empty handed. What you going to do when somebody run up on you? So I kept something with me.
I love this.
Did somebody give you this game, or you just already knew, like, nah, if I'm finna get on this slab, I got to be ready?
No, I'm looking at the streets. I picked up, ain't nobody teach me nothing. Not as a child, not as nothing. Everything I learned on my own. I saw how the streets was going. Like, I always been around crackheads and alcoholics and stuff like that. Like my mama, she drank a lot. She drank a big bottle of Crown a day, drank her beer all day, and I always grew up looking. And I say, I don't want to be like that. Who want to be a crackhead?
I was gonna ask you. So you stayed away from just all that
alcohols, smoking cigarettes, and I don't never do none of that because I'm looking at these people to do it, and I don't want to be like that. And I see some whole families as crackheads, alcohol, and I'm like, why are you looking at this person and the way they is, and you want to grow up? Yeah. Why would you want that? I don't want that.
Yeah.
How much of an effect, or are you just going through life? You know what I mean? Like as far as with your mom and like y'all kind of having y'all's disconnect when all this is going on. Is that having any effect on you, or you just going through life just like?
You just going through life, not giving a damn. Not giving a damn about how the mama treats you or nothing. Not giving a damn about, like I see a lot of people nowadays, they grown women, they 30 and 40 years old. You still worrying about never having your dad around. Why? I don't care. That don't bother me. Because if my daddy had sex, it was in his 30s something, and had sex with a 14, 15-year-old girl, I feel like what he would have did to his own daughter. Because nowadays, some daddies have sex with their children. So I wouldn't never want that.
So that was a situation with your mom and your dad?
Yeah.
So did you ever meet him or no?
No. I wouldn't have never wanted to meet him. The way I was out there, I probably would have blown that nigga brains out. I wouldn't have never, and I don't understand why it bothers so many females that they never saw their dad. That never bothered me. It never bothered me. I don't know, is it because I was so wild out there in the street, just not caring?
I had a set of 30s. I had a set of 30s and Vogues that I bought on the car, the whole car with 30s and Vogues on it. A Delta 88, I think it was. It was like a 1980 Delta 88, 83 or something. Came with 30s and Vogues on that hoe. I think I was about like 18 or something like that.
It never bothered me. I didn't want to meet nobody like that.
That's interesting. You a tough one, Sean.
Yeah, she tough. She tough. I like her.
You had to be out there in those streets to survive. You had to. If I would have fell out in them streets weak, I probably wouldn't even must been here today. You had to.
Was it any times where you would, because I mean, you know, everybody gonna try to try you in the streets. Were there any times where you was like, man, I don't really know if I even want to continue like being out here?
Only time when I had went to jail that one time, and my homeboys.
You talking about what we was just talking about?
Yeah. My homeboys down was taking care of my kids. And they was taking care of, none of my family was taking care of my children. And they would bring them up there to see me and my daughter hair. They tried to fix her hair, and I just didn't like the way my children looked. And
hey, this lady is cool, like cool as a fan. Like, this is the female version of an OG dog to me. Like female version of an OG, man. Like.
Did you know you can work while protecting your SSDI benefits? Contact.
Hell, man, it's a female version of an OG, fool. For all these slow folks, it's a female version of an OG.
And that's the only thing that got me out of the streets was my children.
So, but when you got caught with those 7 ounces, though, and they took you in,
I was 20-something then, but I got caught later on in life, way down the line.
Gotcha. Was that your first time with the cop when they took you in that time?
Yeah.
And so how long did you have to stay for the 7 ounces?
Well, for the 7 ounces, I did almost 2 years, and then I did like 10 years of probation.
So you get out, and then what year is it like when you get out? Like 89, 90 or something like that. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it had to be because I was like in my 20s by then, like 21, 22. So it had to be like 80, no, I'd say like 87, 88, something like that. I don't quite remember what year, but it was in the 80s.
Put somewhere up in there later. Man, so when you get out, like what's your thought process? You know what I mean?
Well,
I got to
I got to stay in the street a little bit longer. Because I done paid all this money for the lawyers.
Did you lose a lot of, I mean, of course you lose some money, but did you lose a substantial amount of money within the 2 years?
Yeah, a lot of money. You really, Price, you got to get back out there and start over again, because when you out here, like I said, when I was out here first, wasn't saving no money. I'm just buying cars and jewelry and everything. You ain't saving no money.
And you got 6-7 lakhs parked in the VA.
I got what I needed
in the house in Broadwood.
Okay. So when y'all moved to Broadwood?
Oh, let's see when that was. When we left.
This was before you got caught with the 7.
Yeah. It was before, so it was in the 80s.
And then who was all over there with y'all?
It was me, Keith, and Roger Rabbit stayed in that house with my children and Keith's girlfriend.
That's crazy to hear y'all stayed in the house in the neighborhood I grew up in. That's
yeah.
That's crazy as hell.
Yeah, over there in Broadway.
So y'all over there, so you just coming back to the dead end of that area just to hustle and everything, and coming back to the Clark to go to sleep.
Going back over there and hustle, because I ain't never let nobody know where I laid my head at. I'm like that today. I'm like, people don't even come to my house. My best friend, all them, a lot of them don't even know where I stay, because when I'm at home, I'm at home. When I'm out socializing, I'm out socializing. But
you like to keep the two completely separate.
I like being to myself. I don't have much trust in people.
Yeah. Can you talk? Because there was a situation we were talking about. You know, riding. You had got into a situation like a little jacking situation, going to Smitty's party or something like that.
Yeah.
Birthday party.
Both our birthday was in June and.
Is this the party you had? It was supposed to be at like some hotel or something.
Yes.
This was that party.
You
I heard
remember,
about
huh? Yeah.
I just heard somebody. My boy told me he was a kid and went to it.
Oh, he did? He snuck in the party,
He described it to me. He went with his sister, who was friends with Smitty, I think, and he was just tagging along. And the way he described it, I was like, this sounds like some balling ass shit. Like, to do that I'm just a street cat, and this type of party I'm going to put together, that's crazy.
Yeah. And another time I was going down Alameda, Genoa, going back to, I was staying in Missouri City then. I was in my baby lac. I had a baby blue lac that was fixed up. And I was riding home, and I looked through my mirror, and this car keep on following me. So I speed up, flying down Alameda, and they saw it flying too. Then they pull on the side of it. And when they was coming on the side of it, that's when I let my window down. And they pull on the side of it, and I saw the gun. And I just started shooting, and we started shooting at each other. And I had just, about 2 days before that, I had just went to the Cadillac place and got a brand new grill put on the front of my car. That grill ran me over $1,000 and some. I had it about 2 days. And it was something in the street. I think it was a dog in the middle of the street. And I'm in a jack and chase. I can't stop and protect this dog. So I hit the dog. And then when we got Alameda in 288, and we had the shootout.
Oh, this is going on this whole time y'all doing this.
Uh-huh.
This crazy.
Yeah.
Is it what time of day? Is this nighttime or day?
It's nighttime. It's nighttime. I'm on my way home to Mo City. And I'm having a shootout with these niggas in my, the other thing was Smitty party was in my yellow Cadillac. But this in here was in my baby blue light. So I guess they thought just because I was a female, maybe I ain't had none on me, but I'm tearing their car up, I'm shooting. So they on the side of it. So when we get an Alameda to 288 just now, they pull in the front of them and they take off and they jump on the freeway and they go.
They get scared because she was letting loose on their ass.
And they go.
And this was after the Smitty party incident?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so talk about that one, because that one sounds crazy, how you just went on and kept on with the night.
Yeah, I got ready to go to the party, and I was going down MLK, and I saw two cars sitting at the car wash on Doolittle right there. One was a light blue, real light blue Cadillac with two roofs cut in the top. It had a white top with two roofs cut in the car. I'll never forget that car. And it was another car. So by the time I get up to 610 in MLK at the red light, one of the cars, not the blue Cadillac, the blue Cadillac is behind me. I don't know it at the time, but I don't realize it's behind me. The other car pulled on the side of me. So they playing their music, I'm playing my music. The window cracked a little bit. So I looked straight at the light, and I guess they eased their car door open. So when they eased the car door open, all I felt was a lot of pain upside my head, because they done knocked the man. They done hit me so hard, I mean, blood just running down my face. Running down my face. And by then, I reached for the gun. And so the guy in the car saying, shoot the bitch and get the car. But the guy that hit me with the gun, for some reason, he don't want to shoot me. I don't know, did they think it was a guy in the car first or what, but for some reason, he don't want to shoot me. So he arguing with
all this over a car. They don't know her. They don't know that it's her. She a hustler or nothing. This is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. All these over them rims, bro. Motherfuckers wanted them rims bad. You get caught at a light late night, they gonna get you. It wasn't about no, and this ain't no Lamborghini. This ain't no Porsche. This is a Cadillac she riding in. A short body lack. We call them baby lacks. A short body like when them hoes first came out, nigga. She riding that bitch, motherfuckers try to box her in. That's what they do in H-Town, nigga. They'll box your ass in, nigga, and get out that bitch, nigga. Yeah.
Nigga in the car. So when he turned and argued with the nigga in the car, I shoots him, blasting at it, and start shooting in the car. And I realized another car behind me, so I takes off. And it's a police station on Griggs. It's still there. Mm-hmm. So I takes off and I go to the police station and they follow me. And I turn in the police station, and when I turn in the police station, they keep straight and they going on. So I go in there and Big Hicks is in there. So I tell Hicks, because Hicks
who is Hicks?
Police officer.
Okay.
He used to cut for us in the streets.
He paying out the loud. He in
there and I tell him what happened, and he's, Charlie, you want to know the license plate number? I ain't got time to get no license plate number. I could just tell you how the car was. So I tell him what happened. I went in the restroom and cleaned up and stuff. He said, where you finna go? I said, I'm finna go to a party. So I get to the party, and I get in there and I tell Smitty what happened. And Smitty say, Charlotte, why you ain't get out that car and get out? I said, Smitty, you know me. You know I ain't finna get out my car and get them niggas in the car. He said, yeah, right. I don't even know why I asked you that dumb question.
Can you talk about this party? Because my boy was telling me, he was like, man, this is when he was dating Pepper. I remember seeing Pepper there, and this was going on. Can you talk about this big party? And was this his last birthday party or one of the last parties that he had?
It was one of the last parties I went to that he had, so it might have been, but everybody was there. Everybody you can name was there to that party. We had a good time. Even after I went through all that, I had a good time. We had a good time at that party.
That you had a whole shootout. You done got clipped, scathed, nigga, and popped at a few niggas. Nigga got out, nigga still made it home to get dressed and make it to Smitty party, nigga, because you got to go to Smitty party, man. If you know, you got to be there or be square. Hey, this lady here is like 100, man.
Everybody you can name was there.
100.
When you say, you talking about like as far as street cats, or was it like major like entertainers and all these other different types of people?
Some of them too, and street cats, because Smitty knew everybody on the street. Everybody out there that's making money, Smitty knew them. And that's why he had to give it at a big hotel ballroom and stuff, because there was so many people. But everybody was there. It was like being at a BET Awards.
Oh shit.
You know.
She say it was like being, not these country ass Texas niggas doing it big in the 80s, nigga, like the BET Awards. What the fuck?
You know, after the BET Awards, how they had them big parties and stuff, everybody was there. Smitty was the man.
Yeah, he was. I hear he was a guy, man. So, but does he end up? He's up dying like not too long after this stuff.
When he died in 92, 92, I think.
92, somewhere up there.
And what year the party was? I don't even must know what year the party was, but I know he died in 92.
Yeah. People were saying that. I heard people saying like it was like people thought he faked his death or something like that.
I used to get so mad when I hear people say Smith alive or something. Man, I stood up.
Hey, listen, man. A nigga so good of a nigga and a hustler nigga that they don't want you to die. They wanna, this was way before Tupac talk, way before some Machiavelli shit. Nigga faking that. They wanted this nigga to fake that. Hey, you can miss somebody that bad that you would, man, this nigga fake his death, man. You need this nigga back. You know what I'm saying?
So that casket so long they had to get me away from that casket. He had it on his Kazaa glass and everything. Smitty was in that casket.
He was in that casket.
He ain't faking his death. They say that about Tupac.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me because it's like to be a street cat and have that much like
you say he had his
whatever it is, influence, power, likability, whatever, to where people would go to believe that. And we talking about the only other people we hear them type of rumors about is Tupac. You know what I mean? Yeah. Elvis Presley. These are the type of people you talk about faking their death, you know?
Yeah. No, he ain't fake his death. People ain't got nothing else to do with their life but come up with all kind of lies and stuff. Yeah. That's not true. If he faked his death, why can't a Bell did time and stuff? You know, it's a lot more to it.
It's a lot
you
more
have to think about that. He wouldn't be doing no time if he was faking his death.
Yeah, right. That's the person who shot him. They was friends.
Mm-hmm.
They were friends.
Yeah. Shot him on accident. Yeah. You know.
How did people react to that because of that? It wasn't like an enemy or nothing. It was just like a real accident. You know what I mean? It was a real accident.
Yeah, him and Kenny Bell was, you know, like brothers, you know, like me and Keith Babbitt, he's like brothers and stuff. And I mean, I took that hard. Houston took that hard, you know. He meant a lot to a lot of people, you know. And just sitting here thinking about it, you know, make me down because I miss him so much.
What's something if you had to like think of like your favorite Smitty memory or just like something that speaks to who he really was, you know?
Him pulling up in that darn Rolls Royce, like nigga, where you get a Rolls Royce from?
The first time you saw me in the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, he came on the MLK. I was like, who is that in that Rolls Royce? Nigga pull up in the Rolls Royce, let the window down and spit it. Oh my God, I ain't surprised.
Because nobody was doing it like that. Everybody on the slab, but you talking about Rolls Royce.
I would have never thought nobody come down MLK that live in South Park or Sunnyside or wherever in a Rolls Royce. That tripped me out. I say, I am not surprised.
Yeah. So, okay, that goes on. And does Keith Babin go to jail before Smitty gets killed, or all this is like the same time?
Let me remember. Was Smitty dead?
Long time ago, boy.
Google AI helps you find your best customers by optimizing your campaigns in real time. Just set your...
This shit was in the 80s.
I think, if I'm for sure, I don't want to be wrong, I think Keith Babin went to jail after Smitty death. After Smitty had done passed away. Yeah, he did. Because he went to the feds. And Lil Troy and Keith Babin and all that was locked up on the same unit in the feds. Yeah, Lil Troy, Keith Babin, Marvin Bear from the north side was a lot of guys in there when we go visit that was in there from South Park. So yeah, it was after Smitty there. And you know when characters started jumping.
That's what I was going to say. Tell me about that Cameros, man. Because this was before they knocked it out and it became a full club. This was just when y'all was going shooting pool and it was just that type of vibe. Like. And
then it got bigger and bigger. They opened it up and Carrington's was the lick. And that's another thing with Smitty. Oh, Smitty. I didn't even know he was getting into it with some guys up there one night. And I was in my yellow Cadillac with the burgundy top. All I heard was gunfire. Smitty and some niggas that got into a shootout. And the policemen that's supposed to be at the club protecting everybody, they the first ones on the ground trying to get from trying to run for cover. All you saw is the laws trying to run for cover and stuff. And then when Smitty and them got through shooting, my radiator had about 40 bullet holes in it. So Smitty got it towed to the house, the next day towed to the shop and got it fixed and stuff. He got it fixed and stuff, but it was a big shootout in that parking lot. And the parking lot used to be packed, and I'm surprised people didn't get hit.
Yeah, I mean, the way you talking about how them bullets was going, I mean.
Yeah, I think my radiator caught most all of us.
Man, that's crazy. So, Caro's, that was a spot on the south.
That was the lick. I remember one night I walked up in there and over to the right-hand side. I say, hey, Pat. Pat standing in the corner, Fat Pat standing in the corner. Hi, I don't know what to say. Hey, Charlotte.
Okay, so that's...
You heard what she said? She said, I walked in that bitch. I seen Pat standing in the corner. She said, hey, we talking about Fat Pat, one of the toughest rappers who died a long time ago. My nigga Pat was a motherfucking hustler. Niggas was selling dope, selling bricks, all that shit, man. All the hustlers went where the hustlers was at, man. Hustlers hang with hustlers, man, in Texas, man. This how I know this lady is the truth, fool. She the truth. You don't gotta question our rappers. Our rappers was out there in the streets, my nigga.
That's right, because you was over there with Fat Pat and Hawk and like all them KK and all, like talk about that, like the guys that ended up becoming to be rappers and all that.
Yeah, but when we used to hang out at the car wash and stuff, Fat Pat used to be with Corey Blunt all the time. They used to ride together all the time.
They were younger than you though, right?
Yeah, they was on us, but all us hung together though. All us was in that same group. I guess wasn't nobody worrying about the age or nothing. We was just all on our hustling and stuff. And Fat Pat and all us. And Santana and Chris, them from Hiram Clark and all them.
Okay, wait. You just said a name because I was asking Stick about this. I just heard about Santana and Chris, the brothers.
They was from Hiram Clark.
Okay, see, they had them on the internet and said they was from South Park. That's why I even asked Stick about them.
No, they weren't from South Park. They was from Hiram Clark. They used to hang out in South Park every day. That's probably why people thought they was from South Park. They used to be up to the car wash with us every day. And
them boys was pretty live, like I heard.
Yeah. They had Riveras on swingers and everything. They made a bunch of money, especially Chris. Chris used to make a bunch of money and stuff.
And they all died young.
Bunch of money, man.
Yeah, Mama lost both of them, like Fat Pat and Hawk. Mama did. lost both of their sons and stuff.
Damn. Did any of that, because I mean, you starting to, as you get into the game, you talking about, you know, Smitty gets killed, Keith Urban goes to jail, this one get killed, that one get killed. Is any of that having a toll on you, or you just still moving like, man, it's life, you just gotta keep going?
No, because, I don't know, they used to call me crazy Charlotte. I just didn't. It's just the way that I was brought up. I just put in that mind frame not to never care about nothing. I ain't care about nothing but my children. If it wasn't concerning my children, it wasn't concerning nothing. I ain't care about nothing.
That's it.
You know, I was just out there in the street. I'm like, it is what it is.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
This is just the job I signed up for.
And this is what I signed up for.
Like I said, I had to be like that. I just turned into a crazy maniac, you know. People could run up to me and say certain stuff or do certain stuff. It was on, you know.
Oh, you was out like that? Damn, Charlotte. So, okay, that goes on. Smitty dies. Smitty gets killed. Keith Urban goes to jail. Your brother gets, you know, he goes in. Now we in the 90s. You still hustling?
Still hustling. Still hustling. Back in the day, we used to hang out at Elmeda skating ring. And one thing about Keith,
I'm getting back on track with Factor. Fresh, never frozen meals are prepared by chefs. This saves us so much time.
Every time Keith had a problem with a female, he'd get on that phone and he called me to come take care of the female. Because he wouldn't put his hands on no female. So we at Elmeda skating ring one night, and this girl tried to talk to Keith. Keith wouldn't talk to her, so she throwed a soda on Keith. So I'm at the skating ring too, so Keith called me and said, come take care of this heifer. So I went and got the girl, and I beat her, and she jumped in her car and tried to take off, and I shot her back windows and stuff out, and she took off and stuff. But every time they would get into it with a female or something, even if it wasn't no female, like the shootouts we had at Reed Lounge and the Benz Club. And
so my it's crazy you said Reed Lounge. That was my, like, kind of like my uncle through marriage. That was his spot.
Oh, that was his place?
Yeah, and, you know, Paul Miller, Turning Point and all them.
Yeah.
Paul Miller's my dad's best friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all used to go to Turning Point and all that, or what?
I went in the Turning Point in the inside. I used to hang out outside. I went in the inside one time, and I ain't like it. It was just too tight up in there. I'm like, I'm a shooter. I'm paranoid. I got to get out of here.
I'm a shooter.
I got to get out of here. And when we was in there one night, a guy hit this girl on her butt, and she took a razor and cut him from one side of his neck to the other. And I said, well, that nigga won't never touch nobody else. That nigga won't never touch nobody else.
Man, okay, so you in the 90s and you still hustle. Because you said you got locked up later on. What ended up leading up to that, and like around what time was this? Like,
it was right before Keith then went to the feds, because I used to collect to Keith phone all the time. I had got locked up that time because every time the laws stopped me, I get a gun case. I had about 30 gun cases. So it was on gun charges then when I got locked up. And I think I only did like 6 months or something on the gun case, and then I came back out again on probation. I had to do probation again, going over there by the Turning Point to that probation officer over there, and had to do community service. I did community service at a church. I ain't do nothing though. They just sign off on my paperwork and stuff like that. But
so you didn't have to ever go in for hustling after the 7 ounces? No shit.
That was the only time just like Roger was out there hustling. Roger never got caught with drugs. He always got caught for the shooting and stuff. Never got caught with drugs. Keith went to the feds for hustling, because Keith gave a big block party. I think it was Juneteenth. At Gerard's Records, and it was a big old parking lot. There's a Wood of Bear Bonds and everything, because I used to work for Wood at the Bear Bonds and Company and everything, and I was the manager of his security company. So Keith gave a big old party up there. So it's packed, and then all of a sudden, a lot of Dodge Ram trucks and vans came pulling up, about to run over everybody. And they got on masks over their face, right? But
they do this at the block party?
At the block party. It was the feds. But let me take you back a little bit before then. When Keith had went to jail once before, he had met this guy in jail. This how the feds go out of their way to get you. He met this guy in jail, and they became good friends. So Keith got out of jail first, but he left his information with the guy and told him to holler at him when he get out. So when the guy got out, months later, he came and hollered at Keith. But I'm sure he had been got out the same day Keith got out. So they started hanging together, and Keith hooked him up with all of his connects. He started traveling out of town with Keith, doing everything with Keith. So during the time when the feds ran up at the block party,
that's because them niggas like them niggas was business owners too. They were drug dealers, but they owned businesses. These niggas had security companies, cause that's how my sister baby daddy was. My sister baby daddy. My oldest sister didn't even know that her baby daddy was selling drugs. He did it so good. That makes sense? He did it so good that my sister didn't even know until the feds came. The feds came down so hard on my sister, nigga, she got rid of everything that had like ties to her, ties to him, like cars, all types of shit. Yeah, I've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Back then, drug dealers didn't know. You didn't know they were selling drugs. Now we flashy and flamboyant like a motherfucker. Man, this man had a whole security company. I'm talking about my sister baby daddy. I hope she don't get mad at me for telling this story though. Like, nigga, he had a whole security company. Nigga, you wouldn't have never knew that he was doing what he was doing on the back end. I didn't even know. And I was in the streets. Nigga, and the feds came. You know what I'm saying?
I was one of the feds.
Ooh.
So he knew all of Keith's business.
Ooh.
And he the one busted Keith. So they was
But he met him in jail.
Mm-hmm. That's how far the feds go to catch it.
They'll put one in the jail.
Yeah.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. That same guy was one of the feds that busted him when they ran up at the block party.
Was he a fed who was just lingering, looking for something, or he was put there specifically to get with Keith?
He was put there as an undercover.
Yeah, as an undercover.
He was an undercover, and he knew all of Keith's business because him and Keith had got real tight.
Right, he didn't already told him everything.
Because Keith thought he was just a nigga that was locked up in jail and became cool with him. And then they became cool, and then when they he was the feds, and then when they was busting the block party, they on radios, cause Keith had one of his BMWs at this girl house. He had stuff at his mama house and everywhere. They done ran up and everything at the same time. So they on the radio talking about we in this address and we in that address. They done busted everything at the same time, and that's how they got it.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, okay, what was your decision to say, all right, I'm getting out the streets?
My kids. I had to get out from my kids. Even though what I didn't know then, they had already seen too much.
Because your son ended up going in at a young age, right?
Mm-hmm, at a young age. And they had already seen so much. I should have got out years ago, but the money was just so lovely. It's hard to leave that money behind. And when I got out and started working a regular job, it was like I was so depressed.
I was asking you, how is that transition? Because I mean, now you got to schedule, you got to be here the same time.
A motherfucker don't understand the adjusting to this shit, bro. It took me so long to let the shit go. Even when I got the job, I just felt like the job wasn't enough. I could not let it go, dibbing and dabbing. Then I finally got a good enough job to where I realized that, nigga, you ain't gotta do it, nigga. Just work, nigga, save your money, my nigga. And then I just left it alone, bro. That shit is an addiction, man. Like, up early, not going to sleep, not feeding yourself right, because you trying to get the re-up, man. All you chasing is a re-up, man. Shout out, I'm trying to re-up and multiply my pop, you know? It's an addiction, my nigga. Might as well call me a smoker when it comes to that money.
time every day. You got to leave the same time every day.
I always had a job, like at Wooded Bear Bondsman and Jefferson Davis Hospital. I always kept a job.
Even while you was hustling?
While I was hustling, because I counted where my money was coming from when the laws messed with me. But even though I was making way more money, you know, I had too much money in the bank to account for. And I always had a job, but when it came to the point where I got out the street and just was relying on the job, it wasn't enough money. It just came to making me depressed and down and stuff, and it was hard not to go back in them streets.
Did you make an exit plan? Like, all right, I'm gonna save X amount of dollars, and then I'm going straight.
Yeah, and then I got out. But even when you save a certain amount of money, and you're working, that money don't last forever, because you instead of issuing money out, paying bills, paying house note.
Are you trying to keep up with the lifestyle too?
I'm trying to keep up with the way I look and everything. Like right now today, I got 400 and something pair of heels. And I can't even walk in them no more because of the stroke, but I won't give them up. Yeah, because I always liked to look nice and stuff, but it was hard. You can't keep up. If you ain't hustling, you can't keep up with that street life, working a regular job, unless you at a chemical plant, you know, making $100,000 a year, a lawyer, a doctor, something like that. Yeah. You know, then you can keep up with it.
And then, you know, we were talking off air about, you know, how you ended up having some health issues, and you know, that was kind of a different blow for you. Yeah. I was listening to some of the stories, though, because you had it was a brain tumor, right?
Yeah, I had a pituitary brain tumor on the left side of my head. And one Easter Sunday, 2012, I was in the house, and I just fell to my knee.
Hey, but you want to know something that you never heard come out her mouth? I was drinking and smoking. We got high. We was over there getting high. You never hear her say that. I told y'all we was taught that the shit was made for flipping and not tripping, man.
It's because my head was hurting, and my ex-boyfriend at the time had called and said he was outside, and I made it to the garage to let the garage up, and he rushed me to this emergency center in Pearland. And I'm hollering and screaming, and they ran x-rays and stuff, and the doctor came back and said, I don't see nothing. I can't find nothing.
You never said
and I'm
nothing
like,
about getting high.
B, you think I'm hollering and screaming for something, for nothing? Something is wrong. So I went home that night, and it got worse. And so I got up and drove myself to St. Luke's Hospital, and they did an MRI. And the brain tumor was covering the whole left side of my face. Damn. I didn't know I had lost my left eyesight at the time. At portion of like it covered my right eye. I can't see nothing to the left. And it had did so much damage. And so I had went to the emergency center yesterday, and they said they didn't see nothing. And she said, how could they not see something in this thing bigger than a baseball in your head? So I end up, it was so big. I ended up having 4 brain surgeries. I had one here for 6 to 8 weeks. Then I go and have another one here for 6 to 8 weeks. And it done rolled over to 2013 by the time the 4th brain surgery. So by the time I had the 4th brain surgery, you lose a lot of friends and everything when you go down, when you get sick and stuff, when you get out.
That was revealing for you? Like, that's when you started to really down?
I lost a lot of friends and stuff, and my daughter got tired of being there for me. Tired of my boyfriend, who I was with for over 15 years, he got tired of me. And so when he picked me up from the hospital that night, on the brain surgery, the doctor told him, you know, don't leave her alone, because it's her 4th brain surgery, and the more surgeries, the worse the brain is, and she can't do nothing for herself. So we get home, and he's talking about, I ain't got time for this, I gotta go. So he left me there, and I wasn't supposed to be by myself. So I lay down in the bed, and it had came to the point where I had to get up and use the restroom, and I couldn't even lift myself up, you know, like on the couch now, to get in the restroom because he had done left me.
Man, God bless you.
So
It's
I
by
finally
grace. God,
hold
she's
on to
still
the
here.
wall.
Yeah.
I went through a lot of stuff
Most
to get to the
people don't get to
restroom.
tell
I didn't
these
have to
stories.
cry out there
We be in
because I'm
jail.
not going to pee on myself. And I finally got to the restroom. So I woke up the next morning and my phone had rung. And I was trying to say hello and I couldn't.
Damn.
And they kept saying, Charlotte, what's wrong with you? And I was trying to talk like, it wouldn't nothing come out. So I said to myself, I done had a stroke. So I forced myself to get up because I wanted some water. And as I was trying to get in the kitchen, I'm bumping into the walls because that's how stroke do you. Your body be trying to go one way and it goes the other way. So I say I done had a stroke. So I'm so fed up with all these brain surgeons and this stroke. I know I done had a stroke. I sit in the house for 5 days crying, depressed because I'm tired. And my daughter finally come over and I get her to take me to the hospital. And I go in the emergency room in St. Louis. I say I done had a stroke. They say, well, how long it been? I say 5 days. They say, is you crazy? They say 5 days. I'm surprised you still talking and stuff. But I knew I had a stroke, and I had I had one of these balls. I had a soft ball that was on my dress. I don't know where I got it from, but I knew I had a stroke, and something was wrong with this side of my body. So as I be watching TV, I went to the doctor yet. I just played with that ball and messed my hands because I already know what's wrong, but I don't want to go. So the doctor say, by you messing on that ball all those days, help your hands and stuff. But you lose a lot of people. Because I was with that guy for years, and I was older than him, and all of his homeboys and stuff used to be so jealous of us and used to say, well, Charlotte older than you. When she get older, she gonna be looking like an old lady, and then you ain't gonna want her no more. But right now today, I look better than him. And his homeboys gal, and I'm older than all of them, but you just can't depend on nobody. When you get down, they gone. Yeah. And then it took like 3 years for me to get myself through therapy and get back up and get myself back together. And then when I get myself back together, they couldn't get all the tumor out because it was so big. So I had to start having laser treatments for them to laser it out. So I started getting myself back together, dressing myself back up. So I sat up on the bed one night and my body started transforming. My hands started, just coming back out. My legs started doing some different stuff and my toes and stuff. And I transformed and I called my doctor. I said, everything, it just felt funny. My body just was coming back to normal because I had got me a treadmill and an exercise bag. Everybody gave up on me, but I didn't give up on myself. So I started running on that treadmill every day and using that exercise bag, and my body started coming back. So when I started getting back up and getting myself back together and dressing up and stuff, that same nigga, after 15, 16 years, saw me. Started calling me, wanted to be with me, and everything. Nigga, you left me when I was sick. Yeah. You listened to everything that your homeboys that was saying, but your homeboys that wanted to be with me. And I always used to tell him, I said, your homeboys don't know the person that I know. I said, because you sit up with me and you talk about every last one of your homeboys. You talk about how they borrow money from you. Talk about the gal, how this nigga got a vet and can't even pay his bills and he done went and bought a vet. And as one of his own boys, this black ass nigga, I can't stand his ass. He was always worried about our relationship. But down there when you get down, they not there.
Damn, you a real fighter, Charlotte.
They not there.
You a true fighter.
Like Big Metro, that's my homeboy. He used to be outgoing. He can't walk or do nothing for himself now. And I call and check on him and try to be there for him as much as I can. Because I know how it is for people not to be there. And everybody used to be at Big Metro house. Now Big Metro house is empty. And he can't walk or nothing.
A lady named Charlotte from H-Town.
Yeah.
Street legend.
If you feel it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. What how is because you said you and your mom y'all never got close even at this time.
No, we just stay at each other. Like she calls me all the time, but I answer the phone. Like I hear people always say this saying about, oh, she's still your mom. But what about what the mom did to the child? Do the child really supposed to give your mom for abusing you? She abused you because of what this man did to her. And it wasn't your fault. You didn't have nothing to do with that. And then when I sat down just about a year ago and told Roger some things that she did to me that I had never told nobody, he gets mad at me.
I'm not just saying this shit.
So when does the other person, what rights does the other person have? So don't matter what your mom do to you, it's supposed to be okay? Yeah. I'm not good with that.
Yeah.
I'm not good with that at all.
No, I understand. I understand. I understand.
Tough.
Well, Miss Charlotte, you know, man, I appreciate it. This been real cool sitting down here talking to you.
That's it. We'll stop it right there, but I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Shout out to Donnie Houston. Shout out to the members only to put that. But I'm gonna tell y'all a little story, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. This was probably over 15 years ago. This when I first started coming down here to Killeen. We came down here because they had a club, you know what I'm saying? And we used to hear about the money that they used to make down here and shit. So we went out. We ran into this chick, dawg, and the way she moved in the club, the way the men saluted her, the way, we knew that she was popping down here, my nigga. Like she was the one. And she liked me. So I gave her my number or whatever, and then I started talking to her. I stayed in Austin, she stayed down here. She was a big time dope dealer down here, one of the biggest, bigger than these niggas. You know what I'm saying? So she had a crew of girls. I'm talking about it was like 5 of them, 5 or 6 of them. So she told me she was gonna come to Austin and pick me up. These girls were so tough down here, bro. All of them had rental cars. I'm talking about they all riding in rental cars selling dope. All of them, bro. Hitting licks, all of them. So the one I was talking to told me she was gonna come get me from Austin. My nigga, she came and she said, make sure you got a little work too, you know. I'm like, got a little work? I was like, man. So I brought a little work. And she brought me down here. Man, look, this lady turned into a dead end. It's an apartment complex. It's the same apartments, but they across the street from each other, and it's a dead end. My nigga, these ladies, we went in the house. Me and my homeboy went in their house, nigga. It was like 5 or 6 of them in there. My nigga, these chicks had this bitch rolling, nigga, like 1990. I'm talking about this bitch was going like this, like this, like this. I'm talking about how much money that they were making. This one made me move down here. I done got into this same chick. By this time, I'm messing with her now, you know what I'm saying? We up in her house, me and my homeboy, we up in her house. We smoking weed and shit. My other homeboy left his truck. My homeboy got a Suburban. you know, 20 on that bitch, music in it, nice Suburban, you know what I'm saying? A slab, but a truck. He park his shit in her yard and he go to a bitch house down here. We sitting in there smoking some weed, hit my homeboy truck in the yard. She say she finna go get some switches, the one I'm fucking with. So she burnt out. We not knowing it's a 7-Eleven right around the corner. We not knowing what the laws do down here is they don't raid your house while you in it because they was so scared. My nigga, they wait till you burn out. She stopped at the store, they faded her, then came and kicked the door in while we was in there. That's why I tell you niggas, man, that I've been there. I've been there. A lot of these niggas be just talking about it and thinking they just, man, you this and you that. Man, I done been in the streets, nigga. Like, been in the streets. From here to Austin. In the streets. In the streets, my nigga. And don't you know that Ray, I think she got caught with a couple of ounces of summer work. And they barred her from this city. Because that wasn't her first time. The first time she went to jail, she did 10 years. Then she came, when they caught her that time, she did 6. And she can't even come back here no more. Hey, I never seen her again, fool. I see her on Facebook, but I'm talking about I never seen her again around this house, my nigga. Them chicks had this bitch, they was shaking up some shit, fool. Like, I'm talking about, bro. And it came a point in time where I started handling her business for her, like getting to work for her and shit. Nigga, she was buying 9s and half of bricks, nigga. I'm talking about, nigga, listen. Had the house rolling off the hinges, nigga. And she also had a strip club too. This was a female who owned the strip club. This club that we was in, the reason why everybody was treating her like the trap queen because she ran the club. It was hers. I'm telling you, bro, these are no lies, man. Shout out to Carmelina, man. For real, like, real boss chicks. I know some real bosses, man. All them, man. Real boss chicks. Just like this lady right here, man. Hey, like, this shit was real. Like, this story right here. I heard stories about this lady and this guy when I was little, fool. Seen pictures of them cars when I was little, dog. And they wasn't even from Austin. Them ladies is from way from Houston. We heard about them names, man. But yeah, man, this was just something a little different, man. I had to hit y'all with something a little bit different. They always say it's, yeah, we touched on Diddy because it was an update for Diddy. But you know, I had to give y'all a little Texas feel. I saw this shit and I was like, man, this is dope. This is dope. Because a lot of people don't get to live to tell the story, they be in jail or they dead. They don't get to Keith Babbitt. Keith Babbitt can tell the story, but he went to the feds. He got out though. Shout out to Keith Babbitt, man. Shout out to all them people that made this content possible. And first off, I'm gonna say shout out to the motherfucking chat. Like, shout out to the chat. I ain't worried about no like button. I hit my goal. Thanks to y'all, I can't say we hit our goal. We. Cause I ain't doing shit. Without y'all, this ain't even content. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that story just came over my head. What's your name? I think his name Brandon. Yeah, man, that story just came on my head. Just thinking about her and thinking about. Like, listen, my girl used to be this. My girl used to have a whole trap, used to have the dope fiends coming, nigga. I'm talking about, my girl had a 40 long time ago. When I say a 40, I'm talking about Glocks. Nigga, my girl was a good shooter. Ben had 1-for-1 spots. Like, I'm talking about when we had 1-for-1 spots, we wasn't worried about selling packs to these niggas and selling weight. We had weight. Nigga, don't you realize when the Mexicans used to fuck with me, I would go rock for rock a whole brick. Just so I can pay the Mexicans out there in front of me and make sure I got some money for me. Because I'm going to get mine. I ain't just finna be out here selling dope for free. You know? Like, yeah, dog. Like, these niggas ain't never been no trapper's trap. It ain't nothing I talk about it because this look where we come from. Look where I came from. I came from a long way, boy. Talking about sleeping in dope houses, man. The smokers love me, man. I was so good. Okay, one day I'm gonna show y'all. One day I'm gonna pull up. To y'all motherfucking, to the spot where we used to sell dope at, where everybody, it's a car wash. And the smokers wash cars, you know, for money or work. Man, I pull up to that bitch right now, they gonna ask me, have I started back working? Nigga, I ain't sold no dope in motherfucking me over 20 years, nigga. They still ask me. Nigga, I was always good. My game was, nigga, fuck selling packs to niggas cause you can get it gone fast. Nigga, I just want me 100 dope fiends. Me and my nigga, my side, me and my motherfucking, my right hand man, nigga. Nigga, that's all we wanted. We wanted 100 dope fiends. We knew that if we got 100 dope fiends, this motherfucker gonna roll every day like the first. Niggas was talking about the first and 15. Man, listen. Me and my boy made that bitch roll so hard, my girl used to get mad, nigga. She said, man, motherfuckers better not come knocking on this door after 10 o'clock at night. So what me and my nigga did, shout out to you, boy. You know what I'm talking about. Boy, you know who you are. Me and my nigga did is we upped the price, we upped the antes. We told the motherfuckers, don't come to the door unless you got $80. Don't come to the door. We could have said 100, but how many smokers gonna have 100 constantly? My nigga, we told them, don't come to this door after 10 o'clock with $80. My nigga, the whole operation sped up even harder. Harder. Jack Cook. Man, I can name the spots I pumped at. Jack Cook. Northeast Drive. Main Road in Rocky. Wellington. All the way to the north side, Rumburg. Nigga, I went to a whole nother side and grinded, nigga. Hey, I'm talking about, nigga, listen, man. Spots. Like, real trap shit, bro. Like, nigga. Listen, man. We had that bitch rolling so motherfucking hard, my nigga. The shit just went outrageous, nigga. We just had the smokers walking up the street barefooted, nigga. Nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, the neighbors good. Everybody good in the hood of the street we sell on. I used to pick spots precisely. I used to move in traps precisely. I ain't selling no dope around no churches and no school zones, man. Hey, man, listen, we talking about trapper's trap. You don't just move anywhere because it's a vacancy. Hey, boy, that vacancy you move in could cost you a whole bunch of time. My nigga, we had shit rope, man. Listen, man. I stood on the corner. Main Road and Rocky, nigga, rolled circles. If I show you that, if I show you that bitch now, that bitch turned into a K2 alley. A K2 alley. We talking about $1 million spot with some of the freshest, flyest young niggas. We used to call that bitch Baby Harlem, man. That's what our block was called. We used to tell them, y'all going to Harlem? Because remember, in New York, Harlem niggas was some of the flyest, flashy niggas, getting money type niggas. That's how we felt in our hood. Main Road and Rocky, nigga. Murder Road and Roguish Lane. That's what we called that bitch. Nigga, that bitch was like a stop and go. Jump outs, chasing niggas. All types of shit. Bitch, imagine, nigga, 50 niggas on the block, on the corner, nigga. Niggas and bitches. This bitch lit. We smoking, gambling, everything. On the corner. We were on the corner, man. We were on the corner. That's why these niggas talk about it, man. The shit, listen. A lot of niggas didn't make no money then. And a lot of these weak ass niggas that's hustling now wouldn't have been able to make no money then either. Because it was too many niggas. You had to earn your stripes, nigga. Hey, I swear, man. R.I.P. Rabbit, man. R.I.P. the Root 2. Some of the first smokers I ever served crack to. I remember. Some of the first smokers I ever served crack to, man. And some of the best individuals, like person-wise, there was. Rabbit was so good. R.I.P. Man, my nigga Rabbit lived under a bridge, nigga. Nigga lived under a bridge, nigga, like, nigga. That nigga loved me to death, nigga. Hey, yeah, man, I done slept in crack houses. I done did all that shit. I done slept in the car on the block. Have you ever slept in your car on the block, nigga? Man, y'all don't even know, man. They say, what year was this? Probably, nigga, we was on the corners, that was like, bro, I've been selling dope since I was 15. It started in Wellington. We had a little apartment complex called Wellington, bro. We was 15 then. We were 15 selling dope. Nigga, I had a car when I was 15. I bought a Buick. No, the first car I bought. Listen, I'm gonna explain to y'all why I got kicked out. I told this story before. I bought a Fleetwood, listening to Too Short, thinking that all drug dealers supposed to have a Fleetwood. I got a Fleetwood, and being that we were so young, it used to be this loud. His name was Roy Henry. He stayed in the hood, so you never know when he was gonna tip out. So if he saw us driving, he knew we was too young. So the block wasn't that far from my house, so we would just leave the cars parked at the house and walk to the block. You know what I'm saying? So one day, me and my sisters, they under me. We all used to go to the same high school. Now we didn't. I was a freshman. They were still in junior high. But we used to leave the house around the same time. But I called myself being slick. I let them leave early, wait about 15 minutes, then go jump in my Fleetwood and drive to school. My mama asked me who car that was. Remember, it used to sit a lot. So I told my mom that the car was broke down. I didn't never move it unless my mom was at work. You get what I'm saying? Remember, my mama used to go to work and also used to work for the state. And then she used to be a beautician afterwards, so she used to go to school. My mama didn't get home till 10 o'clock at night. So, nigga, I could move the car all day. So one morning in school, I thought I was slick. I waited like 10 or 15 minutes, what I normally do, to jump in it. So my sisters never wouldn't see me in it and tell on me. My nigga, they motherfucking was at the store. They stopped at the store. So I stopped at the store. They coming out the door, they see me pull up. I'm like, damn, I'm caught. I know they gonna tell my mama. They don't even tell her right then. So I'm grinding, I'm thinking I'm good. This is like a couple weeks later, I get another car. I'm telling y'all, this is how we was grinding when we was 15 and 16. I get another car because that Fleetwood was giving me some problems. You know what I'm saying? I told this story. I put the car in the shop. Nigga, I'm 15 putting cars in the shop. Don't know shit about carburetors or nothing, nigga. I gave the car to my nigga that died. R.I.P. to my nigga, my best friend. I took the car, the Fleetwood, to the motherfucking carburetor, to a shop, to the carburetor. He said he fixed it. So I took it to the car wash afterwards to wash it off, and the bitch started tripping again. In the car wash store, I had told my nigga BJ, man, I say, man, you want this car, man? I gave it to him. I don't even know what the fuck BJ did with the car. I gave him the keys and that. We young and dumb. We young and dumb, boy, doing dumb shit. So I buy another car. A nigga come through Wellington with a LeSabre, 4.6x9s, wood grain steering wheel. Nigga want like $700 for it or something. LeSabre, 1983. Man, I say, man, let me drive that bitch. He like, you know what I'm saying? You can't drive, man. I was like, man, I can drive, bro. I got a Fleetwood. Nigga, let me drive that bitch around the corner, nigga. I told that nigga to take me to my mama house. Nigga, that nigga took me to my mama house, nigga. I went in the stash, nigga, and bought it. Set that bitch there, got kicked out. Mama booted my ass up out the house because she already knew what was going on then. She like, this nigga having me buying these big ass cars. He acting like it's his home. I used to tell my mama the car was broke down. I know it was time she came. Salute OGK, it was time she came and them cars was gone. But yeah, that's my little story, man. I'm done talking for the day, man. I'm telling y'all, man, these are true stories, bro. We 15, driving. I got a little homeboy, and I'm finna get up out of here after this. I got a little homeboy who just inboxed me early yesterday. I ain't talked to him in a long time. Little nigga named Daniel. That nigga was younger than us. That nigga was like 11 or 12, bro. I can remember vaguely somebody throwing rocks at my window. Early morning, before school, throwing rocks. I get up, look out my window. My nigga Lil Daniel tell us, man, hey, come outside. He got a blue LeSabre, I got a white one, he got a blue one. And nigga like, bro, fool, I just bought this car. Look, I got the title and everything. I'm like, damn, you just bought this, Lil Daniel? He say, man, I don't know how to drive, bro. He just wanted to be like us. Man, they'll drive this little nigga around all day. Nigga, I'm talking about, nigga, this little nigga Daniel like 12 years old, nigga, in the LeSabre, nigga. We riding around hustling, nigga, I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm talking about when Prime-Co phones was around. If you little niggas is old enough to know what a Prime-Co phone is, nigga, this is what I'm talking about then, nigga. Nigga, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, let H-Style tell that story on here, y'all. But listen, that shit there was epic, man. My shit, we was young. Niggas say you wasn't young, you wasn't having no car. Shit, you a fool. I can tell you exactly what cars I had, nigga. Niggas had better shit than me. Hey, the niggas in the hood, nigga, them niggas, man, the Melly Mel and all them niggas and the Quint and the Nolans, man, them niggas had slabs, nigga, in Wellington. All we had was ballers to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Around that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Salute y'all. That's been my 2 hours of power. This been an excellent stream. Tore their ass up again, as always, you know. It's also been a good story too, man. It's a good fucking story, man. A lot of niggas don't know. I can tell these H-Town stories because I've been going down there for a long time, longer than you think, man. I've been going down there when niggas, since drink was in pimento jars, nigga. A lot of these niggas wasn't even in their mama's stomach when we was going to the city buying drinks, buying gallons. Going to the city getting stracks and shit like that. And these niggas were small fries, my nigga. I'm gone. I gotta get out of here. There ain't no more music, man. I gotta cook me something to eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, this been good, man, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through. And thank y'all again, because we at 5K, y'all. We definitely at 5K. I would have never thought I'd be here, fool. It's been a long ass road, man. Salute, salute, salute.